over and relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
Well, I'm Will Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
And our wonderful producer, Elise, you just mentioned off air that you yourself, as a teenager, were a firebrand.
I was.
Talking about
We were talking about teenagers.
They're being teenagers.
That's what we like to do on this podcast now, talking teens. That's what TOFOP's for.
Talking teens.
We're talking teens on TOFOP.
Triple T.
Yeah.
TOFOP talking teens. About when we were teens, not other people's teens.
Yes. I think that's a good
important.
thing
Just a
to
clear
point out.
distinction. You can imagine that. We just rate teenagers.
Yeah, this is our new thing now. It's how Facebook started.
Send in photos of your teenagers.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what we think of them.
We're doing this from an island that we mysteriously bought cheap.
No, Elise, you were saying that because we've talked in past episodes about that letter that Chambo sent to me that
Yes.
where I was trying to be funny. My first crack at comedy is a 17-year-old, which I'm horrified at. But Elise, you said that your mother sent you something recently.
Yeah, so I got my old high school yearbooks because my parents had done a big clear out of you're in your 30s, get all your stuff out of our house.
Uh-huh.
And I found the one from, I think it was year 9 or 10, and I won a public speaking award, guys.
Okay.
I won the
Well done.
school
Congrats.
public speaking award, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they published the transcript of the speech in the yearbook, and the public speaking award that I won was for a speech on political correctness going mad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What has?
Nanny
hasn't it?
State.
You are the Dave Chappelle of our time.
And this is
I was 15 and in Bathurst too, so I had a lot to say.
I believe Elise
The
was
home of political correctness.
yeah. But Elise was known as the Bill Maher of Bathurst. So can you remember what were your main gripes? Was
I don't need to remember them
Oh,
because
okay.
I've
have you memorized the speech?
it's
like the
prayer from
rosary.
last week. Yeah, no. The big one was that we wouldn't let kids ride bikes without helmets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Australia used to be a country.
What's going on? Will?
You know, it was built on head trauma.
That's
when I was
right.
growing up
Eating their
in the
sausage and bread.
in the suburbs of Queensland,
That's right. Riding my bike,
riding my
BMX
bike
around.
without a helmet.
That's right. Go down to a milk bar.
Yeah,
Get a bag of mixed lollies for 50 cents.
And we bash our heads on everything. And that's why I have a lot of these opinions.
None of the
these days.
Chicos. We'll get none of those Chicos in my mixed lollies. Or Chicos? Is that how they're pronounced?
I don't know.
I don't even know
Let's
how
not
they're
get in
pronounced.
trouble.
Do they make them anymore?
Yeah, but they're called something else now, aren't they?
Uh,
Have they not rebranded them as well?
Do you know
I think they got rebranded in the
they'd have to be.
Redskins got rebranded.
What are they now? Native American?
No.
Red Rippers.
Red Rippers.
Which is
Okay.
actually the name of a dog's.
Dog's penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's a name. Like you both said it as if it's accepted.
know,
Like,
Charlie?
It's a name of a dog. Yeah, everyone knows. In fact, that's what a vet will say.
Look at its Red Ripper.
Look, it's a red ripper.
Can I examine its
Red
Red Ripper?
rocket. It's called a red rocket when your dog gets a boner, not a red ripper.
Yeah.
Right. That would make more
Red
sense.
ripper.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
Okay.
looks like a rocket, and it's
Yeah.
red.
I mean, Chico
And
rolls
I'll
were
take
made.
you to the moon.
I invested a lot of my money not in SpaceX, but in Red Rocket. And I've got a good feeling about it.
About to go
It's
float it
gonna
on
be
the stock
first
exchange.
dog on Mars. Red Rocket.
So the bike kids should ride.
No, hang on. What are the?
Can I just say, by the way,
What are the
I agree.
lollies formerly known as Chicos now
okay.
called?
I think it's still Chico Roll. That's
No,
No,
not
no,
Chico
not
roll.
There were,
Oh,
There was
those-
the brown
oh.
Chocolate-flavoured jelly
chocolate-flavoured
babies.
jelly babies.
Yes.
Yes.
When they,
No, that's good. Chocolate flavored jelly babies.
yeah,
I think
that's
is okay.
right.
We're
People
right with that,
understand what we're
aren't
talking
we?
about. I know, but I think you were about to say.
Oh, the B word.
Are they cheap?
Cheekies.
Cheeky.
Oh, they're called
Cheeky.
cheekies.
They're cheeky.
It's a chocolate flavored jelly, which I think is a lie. They were chocolate flavored?
Yes, of course.
Oh, sorry.
What did you think?
I just got the ire of both of you turning to me with aggression.
What did you think they
What flavour
were?
did you think they
Oh,
were?
like yucky, weird licorice aniseed.
No,
No,
stuff.
you're thinking
talking
of black cats. And by black, we mean the colour of the fur. They're not from any particular place.
No, we're talking about African American guys from the 70s. Black cats.
Jazz musicians from the 70s.
You know, I went and saw this group of black cats last night doing jazz for 3 hours. It was great.
But they were called Chicos. And is that...
Chicos or Chicos? I don't know.
Yeah,
I always
Chicos.
said Chicos.
I always
but
said Chicos, but-
Again, the fact that they've changed it makes
Means
me
that
feel like
something
we
was
should
wrong.
be saying
Yeah.
it. That's what I think.
Yeah. Okay, so kids should ride. And by the way, I would have agreed with 15-year-old Elise when I was a kid because in the 80s, my parents did not enforce a bike helmet rule. So me and my sisters, we all rode around with that helmets on, and we were kind of pariahs in our neighborhood because you'd go around to another kid's place or neighbor's place, and they'd be like, "Oh, Charlie doesn't have to wear a helmet. Why do I?" And the parent would be like, I remember one dad saying, "Well, Charlie's going to get hit by a car and get brain damage. That's why you got to wear a helmet." But I would have agreed with you back when I was a kid, Elise.
I think that kids don't like to wear their helmets.
That was my point.
That makes a lot of sense. The kids, and you see kids these days still, but I think they've done a good job of making helmets cooler to wear.
Yes.
Like they seem to have designed them in a way that...
Well, Iona likes to skate, ride her scooter to school. So like I'll walk in with her and she'll ride her scooter. And she was wearing a helmet, for the first year or two. And then I was like, well, we're just on the footpath and we're not going that fast. And she's on a scooter, so it's like she's going to fall anywhere.
Yeah.
If she stops, she just hops off. And so I was like, you don't need to wear the helmet. You're fine. And her friends weren't wearing it. Everyone was scooting in. And then the first day of school this year, it was raining. And there's a kid in front of us who fucking ate it. Like, big time.
Uh-huh.
And like the way he stopped from falling was to use his forehead as a brake. Like he literally came off the scooter, didn't get his hands out in front of him, and just like had like rocks in his like nose twisted to the side. I was like, okay, you have to wear your helmet when you're scooting in. I was like, oh, okay, I guess helmets do save kids.
Well, this is the problem, right?
The kid's fine, by the way. He's at school the next day, no problem.
The problem is that you can't control the circumstances that are around you. In ideal circumstances, you probably don't need your helmet, but it's not always going to be ideal circumstances.
I know. I just would have thought that a scooter, like the danger of coming off a scooter.
What
or
I'm
losing your
saying is we're
balance on
not
a
going
scooter.
far enough. We should be wearing helmets at all times.
Or just like have
Society
airbags on bikes.
Society is so unsafe that we should constantly be wearing helmets.
Well, I mean, I don't mind that. I think that's a great idea.
What if we just made helmets
cooler,
as popular as hats?
Yeah, like everyone could have a Daft Punk type helmet,
Mm.
and it's playing movies and music and all that kind of stuff. It's got a feeding tube.
So this is what we've gone wrong with, like Google Glass and all these sort of things that they've tried to do. They've tried to make them too subtle.
That's right.
We should have been going the other way.
Everyone wants to be siloed.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
head helmet. You get on the train.
We don't want to
put on your
to
helmet.
people.
You've got your screen in
Heads-up
there. You've got your
display.
phone. You've got like some nutrition coming in.
Yeah. Or it's a bit like, do
Yeah.
you remember the movie Wall-E? Do you remember that movie about the robot? Did you ever see that? It's like a Pixar film.
Yeah,
It's about a robot
sure.
who's been left. It's about a robot who's been
I
left.
don't think I have ever seen it. I think I've had
So
it referenced to me so many times and I've never seen
So
it.
the premise is Earth has got so polluted and uninhabited that humans have left. And so this little robot has
Okay.
been left on Earth in this giant junkyard, and he just goes around and, he tries to fix up the junkyard. Anyway, at some point in the film, he gets picked up by humanity's living on a giant space station spaceship.
Okay.
But every human has evolved to the point where we all just sit in floating armchairs. Our bodies, we have no muscle definition. Our bones are all like soft. And we all sit in floating armchairs, watching screens, just getting fed whatever food we want. Like, and it's meant to be this like horrifying vision of the future. But I'm like, looks pretty sweet.
I mean, it's good on the weekends.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want to do it like 24/7,
But
but
where's my floating chair with my feeding tube and the world's entertainment at my fingertips? So we could do that with a helmet.
okay. Yeah, I like it.
But I guess the only issue is, like, how does society function? Like, you still need workers, or is everyone working from
Just
their
like-
helmet?
Yeah, that's right.
We're all training the AI.
basically
We get a universal
we've had
basic
work from
income
home,
to
and
train
now
the
we've
AI.
got work from helmet.
Okay, work from helmet.
Everyone gets their own helmet that they can. Basically, your helmet is your office and your whatever, and so you can just put your helmet on. It's good then because it's a bit hard sometimes when you don't know if somebody's on the phone or not. Like we all have that experience, like in an Uber or a taxi or whatever, where you think the person
The
might be
driver's
talking
whispering.
to you, and then so it turns out they're on the phone to somebody else.
Yeah.
If they had a full helmet on, you'd know what was going on. You'd be like, oh, okay.
Well, you wouldn't know because you'd have your own helmet on. Everyone would be in their own helmets.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, okay, in this nightmare.
But that's what I mean. Don't talk to me. I've got my helmet on. That would be your signal to other people that you're like, oh no, it's helmet.
But
time.
isn't everyone always wearing a helmet all the time?
But this is the point. Is like you can't tell when somebody's wearing a helmet or not.
Yeah.
I want the helmet to be an actual helmet. So you're like, oh, that guy's. It's okay. Don't disturb him. He's got his helmet on.
But who's going to be saying don't disturb that guy? Because they've also got a helmet on.
Well, you don't have to have your helmet on at all
no,
times.
you do. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. You're compulsory.
I'm saying.
Okay,
so
we now
the
live
three
in
AI companies that own the world, they take over, right?
Yeah, it's optimistic. There's three.
Okay, there's one.
One.
Omnicorp.
Yeah.
Omnicorp takes over, and so there are no jobs left. But the AI still needs to scrape data and be trained, and so. Yeah, all of us are enlisted on a universal basic income. It's like, okay, the AI company says, okay, we'll take care of your bills, but you are basically slaves to us. You work for us now. We're going to give you this sweet helmet. You can watch any entertainment, listen to any music. There's a feeding tube, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to give you some things to answer just to help train our AI occasionally. So you just stay in this kind of gilded cage, I guess it is.
What's your question?
I don't know.
You were just proposing terrible things.
What do you think?
So that's my idea.
Do we stay in the
do
helmets?
Any of you sharks want to invest in?
Or do we?
Hear me out.
All right, what do we call the helmet? We've got to come up with a snappy name for it.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Headspace. No, that's a mental health app. Get some head. Lena Heady. So it's an interconnected series of helmets that for the wearer provides entertainment and a little bit of work occasionally, but it feeds information to this giant AI corporation to help them train and improve their AI.
Is this the Matrix?
Yeah, it's a bit.
You're
the
describing
Matrix.
the Matrix.
No, yeah, but we're not entering. We still have physical frailties. We're just
the hat tricks.
That's good.
Because the helmets, to make it a bit more appealing, you can order your helmet to be shaped like any fancy hat you want. You can get a top hat or a bowler hat,
a fedora. That's your vibe. Need Kelly helmet. Yeah,
I like that. So we're all and so are we living? Where are we living? We've been. I guess like those. It's like
can't we still live here or no?
No, because we don't own land anymore because the corporations bought. Or because that's the first thing they do is they just start buying real estate. So we can't afford to live in a house, and you don't have an income.
Apartment?
Can't rent. You can't afford to pay.
Can't afford it.
Can't afford it. No. So
what they've taken.
But the companies
they've taken my
yes,
apartment.
but they're providing for. It's like those giant companies in China where the employees they live. You know, they create those giant estates where you live and work in the same estate. So we're all living in these giant estates. Like everyone gets an apartment and you get a full haptic suit. So you can sort of like sit in your little, your haptic suit so you can, you know, have that full VR experience. And you're surrounded by, you got the helmet on. But occasionally, so 3 times a day, the AI will prompt you to solve a problem or ask you, hey, what was your favorite sitcom when you were a kid? And give us some info on that. So you do a little bit of work, but the rest of the time you're just kind of passively absorbing all this entertainment. You can read books if you want.
Yeah.
Or it'll read them to you.
But for what purpose? Why am I reading the books? Just to purely be entertained?
Pass the time because there are no jobs anymore.
But is that all life on Earth is meant to be? Just us passing the time until we die?
I think so.
Just being fed and entertained until we die?
Yes. I mean, yes. Yes. It's your first day on planet Earth. Like we have to contribute.
Isn't there something more to being a human than just...
The AI is doing that now. AI is creating all the art.
For what purpose?
To entertain us so we can keep answering questions so it can improve the AI.
But for what purpose?
To make more money for the company that's producing the AI.
But for who? Who's in charge of the company? Who's making this money?
South African trillionaire who lives in a bunker in New Zealand. Yeah, so that's where it's all leading.
No. I don't think
if you
it is.
You can choose to opt out, but we put you out in the woods.
Okay.
With nothing.
What about other people though? There'll be
I'll
other
give you a
people in the
Swiss.
woods.
I'll give you a Swiss Army knife
Okay.
and a flint stone.
Fred.
Fred. No, okay. You get the essentials, like a week's worth of essentials. So you get
1
clothes,
week.
like yeah, that's right. So
I
you
get banished to the woods and 1 week of essentials.
you get clothing.
Ah.
So you get like camping clothing. So you get like waterproof jacket. You get given a knife, a flint,
Yeah.
and 1 week's worth of food. But after that, you're on your own. What do you choose? Gilded cage of AI, or go out into the forest and try and live off the land?
I've got to believe.
I'd be dead in 2 seconds.
I mean, that's my problem, right?
Like,
Because
I wouldn't make it to day
there's
one.
Only one of these scenarios in which I live.
He's managed to kill himself by stabbing himself through the dick. We don't understand how that's even possible.
We gave him a Swiss Army knife.
And he's
It doesn't even have that. He's used the corkscrew, the wine opener. He's got the wine opener from the Swiss Army knife in his dick.
And he's died from it.
Yeah.
He didn't even lose any blood.
Apparently, he was trying to look down the hole with the magnifying glass.
He died of embarrassment. As far as what the coroner tells us, he died of shame.
He died immediately of shame. He could have just wound the corkscrew out, but he immediately died of shame. I think about this a lot. Obviously, not in this, just like in this scenario, but just in the idea of that it does feel to me, and maybe this is the thing that human beings always feel, but that we are in an interesting point of what means to be a human being without, like, I mean, obviously any type of tool changes, like in the way we wield a tool changes, who we are as humans. But then we get to the point where the tool might be about to wield us. And then suddenly, I mean, we live in a world, or we're about to live in a world, just depending on what your perspective is, where we are not the smartest people or beings or whatever it might be on the planet anymore. And I don't know if that's a position that we should have given up so easily, because we are dumb as shit. I'm not sure that we should be, and yet we've managed to rise to the top. We've fluked our way to the top. We've King Ralphed it to the top of the food chain, and we've managed to get here. I'm not sure that the best idea was to invent something to replace us. Like, do we really want to be the second smartest thing on the planet? That doesn't feel like that ends well with us.
I don't think so. But did you see that quote from Jeff Bezos a couple of weeks ago? Hang on, I've just gone offline for some reason.
Okay.
Because
We're talking about the truth, man, and
yeah,
trying
the
to shut
truth
us
doesn't like
down.
it.
Exactly.
He
They've
said,
shut down my matrix, my hat.
where is that quote? Basically, I can't find the
You
exact.
need to open to any page in the Bible and just
yeah.
make it up as you go, make it work for you.
He's basically, they're talking about how much fresh water like these data centers require. And Jeff Bezos' quote was something on the lines of, look, at some point we have to forego the comfort of these resources we have in order to enable the AI to tell us how to fix the problems that we have. Essentially saying that,
I mean, it's easy for you to say,
should
guy
let-
who has everything.
that's the point, right? Like, the people who are pushing this the hardest are the ones who are going to be affected the least.
Yeah, you're not going to be impacted by these decisions at all.
Yeah.
Only in the positive if it comes up with better things that benefit
But
you.
also, too, like, they say it as if it's a foregone conclusion that it will work
It's only
out
a
the
foregone
solution, but we don't know. We
conclusion.
don't know that.
It's only a foregone conclusion for the people who want to sell shares. I can't even say it. Sell shares in the idea.
Have you ever seen, like a proper astrophysicist explain why the idea of colonizing Mars is just completely insane and impossible? Like, this idea that we'll send people to Mars, like,
Charlie, we're going to be there this year or whatever.
but
I think we should already be there. I think we're already there, according to Elon Musk. We've
Well-
been living there for weeks.
it's the fantasy of, and all of them seem to be the same, right? God, this is turning into the anti-billionaire podcast. When we're not talking about teens, we're anti-billionaires. But they all get rich, and then it's like, what are we going to do with our money? We're just going to, it's like, like dads get into cycling, billionaires get into outer space.
Yes.
And it's all ridiculous. And all the way Brian Cox talks about, look, there may be life in the universe somewhere else, but the reality of even connecting with that civilization or knowing at what stage of the civilization that they're at, whether or not we even have anything in common, is so unlikely. What it does, though, is it reinforces that we may be the only version
We
of
might be the
us
only one.
in the planet. And we should be doubling down
Yeah.
on this.
The entire universe, like some things happened so that we happened.
Yes.
And we might be the only time it ever happened. And we want to rush through that
Yeah.
as if it is something to be
God, boring. What's new?
What's next?
What's next?
The fuck are we doing? Why can't we just be what we are? I'm not saying don't progress, but progress in a way that is good for what we are as human beings.
Or it's not that. It's the idea that in order for us to progress, we have to trash this joint,
Yes.
and then we'll definitely get
Let's do some
to the next place.
Let's do some renos, not knock down and like move out.
You know what I say? Burn bridges.
Yes.
Especially the bridge that sustains life.
It just makes so little sense to me that it's almost that idea of going, so for example, AI might be something that can cure diseases and help us live longer. Great. Then let's use it for that. Let's use it for the things that make us more human beings. But let's stop using it for things that take us further away from what it means to be a human being or that replaces what human beings are. I don't know if...
Sounds like a communist talking.
I think it sounds like a humanist. I don't know that, not the actual definition of humanist, but a person who believes that maybe there's something unique or special about being a human and that everybody who is born a human has the right to kind of live a human life and that we should start with that when we're looking at the world rather than these things that will benefit but maybe people in the future in a like hypothetical way or the people who own all the stuff already. Like maybe we just think about the idea of why is being a human special? Like, what is good about being a human? Do we have to immediately replace all the things that are good about being a human with things that are technology? I don't believe so.
I don't think so. But I also feel like the people who, if you're talking purely from a creative, like an expressionistic point of view, like people expressing themselves through art or through creation, the people who seem to use AI the most are the ones who don't have anything to express or create. Like it gives I think that in the hands of creative people that AI can obviously be like a really useful tool. But a lot of the stuff that gets pushed out there, like
if the thing we're using
how many
is
times
a
have you been on
tool-
YouTube where it's like, Hollywood, say goodnight, Hollywood, like AI's here, and it's Tom Cruise fighting Brad Pitt in the most generic like Marvel movie fight ever. And it's like, it's Hollywood is so done. I'm like, that's not done. Who gives a fuck about that? Like, sure, if you want to watch Marvel movies the rest of your life, okay, Hollywood's done. I'm sure you could probably do a Marvel movie inside a computer, no problem. But that's not what has been reflected. Like, in terms of just...
Mate, I mean, look, I've only ever got to see the Aurora Borealis once from a distance on a bad night in Alaska, right? It's pretty impressive though. Yes, I can get stoned and look at a screensaver and get almost the same effect, but it is not the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And also look at, this year alone in terms of cinema, the 3 biggest films have all been independent movies. And they've all been like, you had almost like the perfect case study where Obsession comes out, made for less than $1 million by a guy who was a YouTube creator. Him and his mate made heaps and heaps of sketches, and then he made an independent film for like $7,000. Then he made this film, and it's going to make $250 million. At the same time, Disney release The Mandalorian and
Grogu.
Baby Yoda, whatever it's called.
Yep. Grogu.
Which is, and everyone goes
Come on,
to see.
Charlie. We all know Grogu.
I didn't know that.
Or
That's what
Groglet?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Isn't he still called Baby Yoda, or he's got a name?
I think
now?
it was Groglet and then he was Grogu.
Grogu.
right?
No, Grogu.
Grogu. Yeah. Groglet
Isn't
and Grogu.
Grogu the tree from Guardians of the Galaxy?
I think that's Groot.
No, that's
Oh,
Grok
Go
on
Groot.
X. No.
Oh, Grok.
Oh, Grok? Are you talking about Grok?
Groot, and can we
Yeah.
do a team up?
I am
of
Grok.
Groot.
That's what Grok tells you all
Bro.
the time. I am Grok.
Yeah, Grok just sends you a photo of Groot in a bikini.
Yeah.
Hey, can I see Groot naked?
greeting in the back of the ute.
But I think what that is showing is that no, people still do want original stories. Like the idea of, and that was even before AI. Like people get tired of things that are mass produced and predictable. Like they want a change. That's what grunge did to heavy metal. Like that's what there is a cultural revolution all the time.
And I do think the minute you can do anything, it is not impressive that you can do anything.
Yes, but the problem is I think we're being aggressively told that this is inevitable and this is the future of entertainment. But every conference I've gone to, everything I spoke to, people are very reluctant. Like even in Gemma's industry and advertising, of course, the initial impulse was like, how do we do this with AI? But it's been explored. It's like it's actually harder to do it. And people have a very negative reaction to when they see, like, I don't know if you saw this, but Sheridan, the sheets company, they released a completely AI commercial, and they tried to get in front of it by, it wasn't just the commercial. They had the filmmaker and them all sort of talking about like AI actually is an amazing tool. It gives us a chance to do things you'd never be able to do before. And in the ad, it's like the United Colors of Benetton. It's people of every race, creed, and color with their Sheridan sheets. And you watch it, but it feels soulless and weird. And it's very telling that Sheridan posted that thing. Like, hey, we're just trying this AI, but they turn their comments off. But you go to any other post on their Instagram, the comments are filled with people like, hey, fucking Sheridan, what do you think you're doing with that AI shit? We don't like it. Stay away from us. Don't do it.
On Gruen, we see, a bunch of ads now that are AI. And we even had in our pitch segment, so we asked that our agencies don't use predominantly AI in the pitch segment. And that's just part of the rule of keeping it fair and equal and whatever it might be. And one of the agencies actually went against that this year and did a fully AI ad, that we didn't know at the time. There's not much we could do about it in the end. It lost so convincingly, even though it looked good.
Yeah.
Like it looked so good.
Could you be able to tell if you didn't know?
Well, our panelists didn't know.
Okay, right.
Our panelists didn't know, and they said one of these looks like it's made by real humans, and the other one looks like it's been made by AI. And they didn't know that was the case. They could just tell because it was almost like too good.
Yeah.
Like it was almost too perfect in a way.
It's that of course will improve.
Yes.
And they'll start putting deliberate imperfections in the AI so you can't tell.
But then again, see, even that, right? In the same way as people are putting deliberate mistakes in their YouTube clips or whatever so that people engage
angry
in the comments. What are we doing? How have we created a world in which we have to deliberately get things wrong to make them like that? Just doesn't feel like. Yeah.
Well, it's also an inversion of the utopia, right? Like in the utopia, technology gets to a point where no one has to work, illness is eliminated, and we can all pursue the things that we're passionate about. But we're flipping it, where the AI is pursuing what it's passionate about.
The AI
and we all
is
have to
taking
work.
all the things we were passionate about and doing those while we have to keep working.
Who knows? Who knows where it goes? Because I also we have been demonizing AI for years on this show, but I also think that I think it can be super useful. Like I use it for sure. It definitely speeds up a lot of the kind of admin shit I have to do. But also if you want to break something down or delve into a topic more deeply without having to Google it, then it speeds up that process. But in the end,
particularly now that it's destroyed Google.
Yeah.
There is no good information in the world. Again, maybe this is a thing that gets better. Although
I don't know
how does it get better?
I think you have to restart.
The thing is,
turn it on and off. Has anyone tried turning it on and off?
I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea if we went, hey guys, we all agree that the internet's been good and bad, and we're starting to see both. Let's turn it on and off and start from scratch and see if we can come up with a better version of it again.
Well, do we get into a Book of Eli type of situation? That Denzel Washington film is like post-apocalyptic and
actually, Piers, I'll quote you my favorite verse from the Book of Eli, chapter 10.
But where the world's knowledge is lost, and therefore like this one book becomes the most powerful document. So if we reset the internet, do then libraries
Reset the net. That feels like a catchy slogan that we could all get
Yeah.
behind. Let's
Reset
time
the
to
net.
reset the net.
But do we reset
Oh.
it from scratch?
Yeah.
Because we're not saying like the technology is still going to exist. So it won't take AI long to get back up to speed.
Yeah.
So we reset the net. It's like, okay, there's too much slop out there. There's too much misinformation. But we still have these periodicals that have been peer
We're
reviewed.
getting rid of slop and bots and whatever. We're getting good information in here. We're cleaning out the junk. A posting ban for a year.
Yeah.
No one's posting for a year.
Yo, come on, mate.
We're having a reset.
Come on, mate.
Reset the net.
I just
No
had
posting,
I had a great lunch. I want to show people.
no posting for 1 year.
Humble
Let's just-
brag. Humble brag. I've got a
let's
humble brag I
just
want to post.
remember
No. That's
what
too
it's
far.
like to keep your opinions about your sandwich to yourself.
Well, what's Dave Hughes going to do?
I mean, 2 years. Let's have 2 years where people are not allowed to post.
I love that. But is it possible that you could reset the net? Like, is it like, I know it's not, but let's just humor me. So we kill the internet
Yeah.
somehow. An
Yes.
EMP, boom.
Takes the whole thing
Boom.
out.
It's all gone. All
Yeah.
knowledge, everything ever that's been written or created online is gone.
Yeah.
So how do we about establishing a good internet? Do we just take all peer-reviewed periodicals, information from the world scientists, and we feed it back into the new net, and then we put in real controls in place that you can't just update Wikipedia itself? Like, how do we do it?
Well, this is the problem, right? There is so much bad information that people believe is
Exactly.
good information.
Yeah.
But we can't live in a world where we can't trust any information either, which seems to be the world that we suddenly have found ourselves living in. It feels like that for most of humanity, we believed a whole bunch of shit that wasn't true. We had a brief window where it seemed that we were like getting to that point where we were like science and research,
Yeah.
and now we've swung wildly back in the opposite direction again.
There's a great Aussie film coming out called Leviticus. It's actually one of my favorite Bible verses. I saw it last night. It's Australian.
Piers, I'd like to quote to you from the movie Leviticus.
It's Australian horror film. It's a queer love story about two boys, but it's framed in. I don't want to give too much away, but basically, it's about conversion therapy,
Right.
And the horrors of that manifest. But I sat in for a Q&A yesterday. They had a screening and listened to the director talk about it, and he was saying the reason he sort of felt compelled to make this movie is he said, growing up when he did in the 80s, where he felt like there was some he saw a lot of progress in terms of gay rights and visibility for queer artists and filmmakers. And he said, but he feels like in the last 10 years, that's reversing, that, that we're seeing a lot of homophobia being reintroduced into the public discourse and blah, blah, blah. And so this film is kind of like, he said, when I was a young queer man, he said, I watched a lot of horror movies, and he said they really spoke to me because a lot of them are very queer coded because it's about fearing the other or, being an outsider or whatever. And so this is a film where he tried to just be very, very literal about that. But he was saying that he doesn't know if, like, he's hoping that this film will do well. I think it will. Like, it played at Sundance and stuff. But for kids now, has he made the film for him who was a teenager back then who would have loved to see anything like this? Or will this still appeal to kids now who are growing up, who may be going through the same thing? I mean, I think it's an amazing film, and I think it will have that appeal. But it is interesting because there is so much info out there. Like, does it have the same impact? Like, if you're a kid who was born in the last 15 years, like, are you even aware of where we've got to get to this point? Are you aware that there's a backslide happening at the moment?
And this is the problem, right? Is that you don't want to be just one of those out of touch older people who was like, things were better in the old days. Like, I don't think this is about progress being a bad thing. Like, I don't think there was an idealistic point that we need to go back to, but I do think that we invented
Do you
this
want to make Australia great again? don't know what's going
You know,
on,
Charlie.
Will. When I was growing up in Brisbane in the 80s, riding my
Everyone's
BMX.
like, Will, you didn't grow up in Brisbane. You didn't ride a BMX. This is my story, Charlie. Yeah, it's not like, I just think we are at a time where we are powering towards a future that everybody is telling us is inevitable without an opportunity to have a proper conversation around whether we would like if it's inevitable or not.
So is that race to, wherever this AI is leading us, is this driven by, is it purely market interest where it's like the companies are all competing for domination of the market? So they're all pushing this because whoever becomes the next Google or Apple or whatever, big tech company, they will own everything. Is that it's purely driven by that?
I mean, I don't know if it's purely driven by that, but it feels to me like a lot of it has been like the
Market share.
The journey of it has been about market share. And it keeps being these people telling us it'll be able to do amazing things or terrible things as a way of like raising more and more revenue to the point where it almost has to become inevitable because that's where all the so there's two worst case scenarios now, which is all the money goes there and it's self-fulfilling, right? They eventually get enough money to develop the things that they are talking about, or the opposite, which is all the money goes there. It turns out they can't achieve most of the things that they've been promising the whole time they were going to achieve, and the whole thing fucking falls apart. And
do you remember
either way, it's terrible for most human beings.
Like, we are old enough to remember the dot-com bubble. Where in the late 90s, it was like everyone, like, I remember working, that's where I met like Michael, well, I didn't meet Michael, but, Charlie Pickering and Michael Chamberlain and I, we were all brought into this production company because they were like, it's all going to be on, everything's going to be online, man. We need to come up with a website and blah, blah, blah. They were right. Like, basically the guy we worked for, he'd dreamed up YouTube.
Yep.
5 years before YouTube was a thing.
Sometimes it's not the idea, it's the timing.
The timing. But I remember because we went around, he took us around and we had all these meetings with all these trendy .com companies in Melbourne at the time. Like, they're all the same. It was like Owen Wilson's apartment in Zoolander. It was all, you go walk in, there'd be like a half pipe and people listening to hip hop and stuff. And it's like, but they're all like, designing websites and stuff. And they all had money to burn. Like, they're all like, yeah, let's do this. But then it felt like within a second, it was all gone. They all went bankrupt because the dot-com bubble burst. Like, there was just not enough money or sustainability. It feels like it's that again, but the stakes are much bigger. Because I think, from what I understand, the US economy is hinging on the fact that, like, the entire stock market is hinging on the fact that these AI companies are going to deliver. And so if they don't, like, it is a gigantic economic disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. So we put all our eggs in a basket that, either way, I don't think it's a great result. These are the things that worry me more than I don't know what the technology is capable of. I know that in the short term, in going forward, it seems to have made everything worse. It seems to have made information less reliable. And everybody wants to suddenly claim that they have AI in everything that they're doing, but we don't know how reliable any of this AI is or what even AI means when a company like OpenAI uses the term AI versus when like your bank or like your fucking library or whatever, uses the term AI in whatever it is that they're doing. Like, I mean, of course, I'm using AI all the time because you can't exist in the world these days. I've never gone on to like a Chat GPT or a Claude or whatever to do that sort of AI, but you can't operate in the world these days without encountering companies that are using AI.
Well, yeah. I mean, and that level, and it's probably, well, I think that we have been interacting with it for probably much longer than we realize. Like,
some versions of it, yes.
Like net banking or whatever it is. But where it leads to, and the scary part is, for me, is, having a kid is like, well, what are you training like, what world are you preparing your child for? Like, what skills, like, what are her interests? Where should we encourage her, like, in terms of what subjects she wants to study or what possibly she would like to do as a career or whatever. Like, I have no idea. Like, I think learning a trade would probably be the best thing to do right now, like, to actually something that cannot be replaced by AI. Like, if you actually learnt a proper trade, I think would be a great skill to have. Did you see that episode of South Park where it's like all the white collar people are waiting at the Home Depot, all the white collar workers like lawyers and stuff, because they've all been and all the plumbers and stuff are like the billionaires. They're driving their pickup truck to pick up some white collar guys to get in the back of their van to come do some cheap accounting for them and stuff like that. That is the future that it sort of feels like we're heading towards. A friend of mine's a lawyer, and she was telling me that she was working on this dispute between these partners. This business had fallen out, and she'd been contacted by one partner to say, "Hey, look, I think this ex partner is threatening he's going to sue, but he hasn't sent me any. I haven't received anything from his lawyers, but I just want to give you the information. So if things start, then." And so she was saying that she started getting emails from the other partner. Well, not from his lawyer, but from him, sort of threatening all this. And she was like, it's really weird because he was sort of citing Australian law, but then US law, and he didn't seem to understand, like, who was the aggrieved party. And so she kept saying, look, that's fine. Can you just put me in touch with your lawyer? And then what she realized is this partner was just doing everything through AI. He was going to his AI and saying, hey, I want to sue my partner for blah, 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 blah. And so she was like, it took her a while. It took a few correspondence before she realized that, this person is self-representing in a way. And she said the scary part is she had to go back to her client and say, look, I keep saying to him, go to a lawyer, because then we can either settle this or we can move forward. But if he's refusing to do that, and he wants to self-represent, and his counsel is going to be artificial intelligence, then you're kind of both fucked, because he's going to proceed, and you're going to have to pay to go to court, and it's going to get dismissed at some point, but he's going to waste all your time and money, and he's going to just be getting advice from his AI, because you can do that. So she was saying this could actually be something that we see happening in the future, where people start like self-representing in courtrooms and using like AI counsel, so wasting all this money. So you could be sued, and it's going to cost you money.
And
to
who
hire
will you
real
be
lawyer.
represented by today? Grok.
Yes.
My lawyer is Grok.
Just a little earpiece in. I think that Will has a case here. Your Honor, I object. But look, I have another friend, like a positive story, where like he's a doctor who made quite a bit of money, retired, bought some land up in the Northern Rivers, and because he fears the apocalypse, he's teaching himself how to become a farmer. So he's now growing all his own vegetables and stuff. And I said, how did you go from being like a doctor to being a farmer? And he said, AI. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, if I need to know how to build an irrigation system, I just ask AI. It tells me how to do it. And I said, like, legitimately? He's like, yeah. He just carries his phone with him, and his tractor broke down. He opened the hood. He scanned the engine with his phone, and his phone helped him diagnose what was wrong. He's able to fix his tractor. So I was like, okay. I guess that's a good thing. So maybe you don't have to learn a trade. Maybe you just have a really good AI in your pocket that can teach you how to fix a tractor.
Okay, so the tradies are screwed as well,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Well, they can't actually physically, not yet, until the humanoid robots come in. You still need someone to, replace your sink or whatever. So until that happens. Have you seen those AI assistants, the little ones that walk around and...
I liked when this podcast started and these
it was
were
all hypothetical.
conversations, and we could just talk about the robots killing us, and it was funny.
It's still
fine. And now it's real. Now it's a real thing that we're living in.
So why?
And it's actually worse than our version, because fighting against the robots in a robot Terminator war at least seems kind of like fun or interesting.
Or at least you'll die quickly.
Yeah, we're just going to die of bad information.
So why?
How do I trust that the AI is telling me the right thing about the tractor when the AI won't tell me the right thing about what height I am or what, hospital I was born in or who my dad was when I Google something?
I guess it is no different to you taking your car to a mechanic, or two different mechanics though, and getting two different opinions. I mean, how can you trust that mechanic's assessment of what's wrong with your engine is right? Like, it's the same dilemma. Why is it suddenly more?
No,
of an
I guess
issue?
I'm just putting a trust in them as a human being that they have some level of expertise, some identifiable level of expertise, rather than me just like going to the internet.
Well, it's not just the internet though. Like, you train your AI.
I had a bug in the back
Your
of my
AI
coffee
agent.
machine, right?
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
How long had it been in there?
It's hard to tell.
Like
Apparently,
in the
it's-
water?
no,
Oh.
in the machinery. Apparently, it can be a bit of a common thing because it's
Insect.
because it's warm.
Is it a
And
cockroach?
so, well, I mean, like some sort of like not like one of those big sort of cockroaches, but some sort of like house
Silverfish.
bug. Yeah, like that sort of thing. And there was more than one. There was definitely more than evidence of more than one.
God.
Yeah.
This is disgusting.
Well, I mean, check your coffee machine at home. Like, I
Oh.
mean, it would be apparently it's very common, and so yeah, I know, right? And so then, of course, I had to undo the whole back of the coffee machine and try to clean it all out, and
How did you know? What was
work
the first
out
clue?
saw a bug come out of the coffee machine. I mean, that was the clue, I guess. Actually, one night the cat was staring at the coffee machine. Actually, the first clue was the cat. Like, so Cannoli was like looking at the coffee machine, just staring at it, and we were like, why is this so obsessed with the coffee machine? And turned out there was like a little bug that was running around, and so then did some googling, etc.
Wow.
Reddit forums, whatever. Turns out quite a common problem with coffee machines. Also, your dishwasher, things that are hot
Yeah.
and wet around the house, but
Yeah.
back of your coffee machine. So like, and things that might have like you leave some liquid in them or
Yeah.
whatever. So started doing all those sort of things of like, taking the water out, unplugging it, doing everything it could. But then eventually it was like, no, you want to make sure that there's no bugs left in it at all, right? What do I do? Well, the internet will tell you 12 things that you do.
Mm.
But how do I know which of them is the right thing to do? I guess if
But
I go,
maybe there's
I guess
12
if I go-
ways to
if I
do
w-
it.
But if I went to a coffee shop,
Yeah.
or a coffee machine repair shop, I guess is the place I'd go to.
Yeah.
They would have a way, and I go, you guys are the experts. You will have a way to do this. I will trust your way in a way that if I go to the internet and it provides me with 10 or 12 ways, how do I know which of those ways is the
Well, yeah. Okay.
the
So
way.
I guess, the thing with the person.
the guy who's saying, spray the whole thing with Raid and then just make coffee. That'll be fine. Like that. Do I trust them? That doesn't feel right.
Well, I guess what you're relying on is experience. Like, when you're talking to a human, they've encountered this. Whereas when you're talking to an aggregator,
Yeah.
like, someone's bug experience might be a one-off, whereas a guy who's been in the shit, who's seen hundreds of coffee machines, would have a better idea of what the problem is and how to fix it.
And I'll tell you, he knows how to fix it, which is not actually to spray anything, because we've had the exact same problem with ours, and it's using
Have
a
I
hot
been
glue
drinking?
thing, and you seal up all the gaps, because we had to do it to our dishwasher and our coffee machine. There were little black cockroaches, like
What the
German cockroaches.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to check my coffee machine.
Yeah, I know. Or maybe just live in the ignorance that you've been living in up until
Yeah.
this point.
I remember,
Because it hasn't made my life better knowing.
Cause I get my apartment sprayed every 6 months. Like, we
yeah.
are a bug-free
Yeah.
household.
Mm.
But that is something that I think I've missed, is the coffee machine. So it's in the mechanics of the coffee
Yeah.
machine. But they're not getting into the water spout or anything.
No, I haven't had it in the water.
So
or
it's all
anything.
right.
But you know what? If they're going in the machine, they're going in the machine, aren't they?
Having a little bath.
I bet they're like they're in there at some stage.
Dipping their little cockroachy tongues in the... That's
Yeah.
fucking off.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to live in Sydney, back in the days of having an answering machine, like in the early 2000s, and the bugs must be very warm in there, because you'd come home to see if you'd check to see if you got any messages, and the display would show you how many messages you had. You'd see like a cockroach's head just like lying over the top of the LED lamp. So
But you had an answering machine, didn't you? Thank you very much. Thank you.
get out.
Nah, I appreciate it. That was really good.
Answering machine. Come on.
All right. Is it time
Thank you,
for...
Dum, boom, boom,
Stop
boom,
doing
boom,
this to
boom,
me. You
boom,
give me
boom,
no
boom, boom,
warning,
Christ.
except just like, I need a big breath in or something. Here you go.
Crack that pack. Crack that pack. Yes,
that pack.
we are into now. What do we?
Pack.
You know what? I'm not gonna announce what you tell us where we're at. Where are we at in the final series? Is it the
Semi-finals.
semi-finals? Okay, not prelim.
I don't think so. So your semi-finals is your final four. 2 teams playing each other to give us 2, which will be grand final. So I guess,
It is a prelim.
well, it's a prelim, but normally in our sports, the prelims are only 1, aren't they? Or are they 2 these
No,
days?
there's 2 prelims.
Okay, that's the prelim.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 teams, 2 prelims to work out the grand
To
final.
work out the grand finalists. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
We're doing 2 preliminary finals to work out the grand finalists.
Although technically last week's was a semi-final because we had a wild card.
You know what? There's 4 teams left. 4 teams left in it. 4 biscuits left in it. After these next 2 episodes, there'll be 2 biscuits left in it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay, so
okay.
we're going to pit the My Cookie Factory oat and raisin
Yes.
against the malt, or do we want to do?
I think we should do 2 fresh ones this time.
Okay,
And
all
we'll
right.
send malt through to next week
All right.
because we've.
All right, let's do vegan Spelt dark choc versus Nutella.
Oh, okay, so I've been looking forward to this, honestly. So I don't want to go too early on this, but I honestly have.
Elise, for those of you who've tuned in late,
Yeah.
Elise controversially did not like the Spelt
Yeah.
dark chocolate one. The only vegan entry in the entire competition.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't like it.
I will say that the malt one might be gluten free. I think the one that we've been eating.
Okay.
But I don't think it is. Yeah, so I'm going to go the.
I've been making at home gluten-free Anzac biscuits with macadamia nuts, and I'm getting a big thumbs up from my gluten-free wife. I have a letter that I'm going to read in a couple of weeks when we do our letters episode from someone asking for sugar-free recipes because they think I'm still healthy. And is it possible to make a sugar-free Anzac? I'm like, A, no. But B, what is the point? An Anzac biscuit is 90%.
They needed some hope
Sugar.
in the trenches. It needed, they had nothing else going on for joy.
Okay, so you've had some of this one? I'm going to have
This
some.
vegan biscuit, I just love it. I know Elise didn't like it, but this is really my vibe. The flavors, the richness, the chocolate is amazing. That sort of deep caramel, not caramel, but whatever that kind of burnt
brown.
burnt brown flavor. That's what it is, though. I can't
Burnt
quite
brown
describe it, but it's burnt brown sugar. I guess it is, and it is just. I can't believe it's vegan. It tastes so non-vegan. It tastes full of gluten. You sure it's not free gluten, not gluten free? It is incredible. I don't care how it's spelled.
As
it
we
is
know,
delicious.
this is one of my favorite
Yeah.
biscuits going around. The thing that I find remarkable about it is the thing I hate about gluten-free baked goods is the texture. And this one, even though it's soft, it's okay, right? It doesn't bother you.
Because of the oats. It's got some mouth purchase.
It's spelt. There's no oats.
Oh, whatever. The
Spelt flour.
The crunch. What is the consistency?
It's so ancient grains, I would say.
Ancient grains. It's because of the ancient grains. That's what it is. No oats, ancient grains. Oh, Charlie,
What
okay,
about
we're at the point now where
Okay.
we have to be really picky.
Mm.
What is there anything you don't like about it?
The dark chocolate is very bitter.
Yeah.
If you're not a dark chocolate fan, which I'm not really, it can be a bit tart sometimes. If I just had a big chunk of dark chocolate then, and that did sort of it's a bit too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit too tart. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not the nicest
All right.
sensation. I think that maybe I do like a crispier. It's a bit.
You're right. It's not as
dense.
crispy as some of the others.
It's a bit
that is
gluggy.
true. Yeah.
It's a bit gluggy because it's got that vegan sort of.
I know,
we're not a
but
real
the
biscuit
glugginess
biscuit.
kind of works for this.
In terms of uniqueness, it's amazing. And the oily,
I mean,
the oil that pushes through
the fact
brown
that the paper
bag
bag becomes see-through every
It
time we
is.
bring it in is
it's a window to
extraordinary.
weight loss.
It is. I mean, it is stunning.
All right, let's
All right.
move on to the Nutella biscuit.
Okay.
Hold on, I thought
Okay.
we were doing the oat,
What?
the oat one. weren't we?
No,
Nah, we've
we
decided to
decided
go.
Oh, okay.
chocolate
Yeah,
v
changed it
chocolate.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very fair.
Yeah.
You also
All right,
didn't do
Will.
any wrestling music. But
Oh yeah, we forgot about the
Yeah.
wrestling entrance music.
Do it again.
Okay, go play it.
Here we bloody go.
weighing in. Oh, wait. Could play the music. What's going on? Where does Nutella come from? Italy, right? All the way from Italy. He's known as the biscuit that's better than a brisket. It's Nutella! That's terrible. Sorry, I was caught in the hop.
You can tell it's finals because these are high quality biscuits that
Yeah,
we're
okay.
dealing with these times. I actually was like, Nutella's not going to be able to compete with that Spelt biscuit, but there is something about this Nutella biscuit. They've just really done a good job of nailing the Nutella to biscuit ratio, the sweetness. Oh, you couldn't eat a heap of them. I mean, I probably could, but but I don't think they're designed to eat like a heap of them. It is so, maybe it's too sweet. If I'm looking for criticisms now. I'm looking for points of differentiation.
Yeah.
But for a commercially produced biscuit, it feels elevated but simple. The Nutella is really okay. Charlie, thoughts?
Yeah, look, I'm like you, mate. I'm conflicted.
I really thought this was going to be a clear. In my imagination,
They're two different biscuits too. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
two different styles.
That's right. In my imagination, I was like, "This is Spelt all the way."
Yeah.
Don't even need to taste the Nutella. But now that I've tasted the Nutella,
The Nutella is so good, and you're right, but it's very sweet.
Yeah.
I reckon I could have probably two max
Yes.
before I'd be like, oh, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed now. But it's more fun to eat. Nutella one, it's crispy,
it's the
the
snack.
creaminess
Yeah,
as it comes out, and it's very sweet, so you get the real sugar high. I'm a house divided on this. I mean, we can't even have Elise come in as the
No.
deciding vote because we know she's biased.
Bias.
Traitor. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, look, I think it's going to have to come down to
yeah. Well, yeah. What's our criteria?
marry, fuck, kill.
Okay, all right. Okay. I mean, I think you would fuck Nutella, right? It feels like a real,
It's a real one-night
real
stand.
one-night stand sort of vibe.
Yeah. Go
I
nuts.
think
Don't tell anyone.
I think you absolutely marry the Spelt. It's good for you. It's making good decisions around veganism and gluten-free and like a healthier approach, more artisanal. This is the biscuit you want to marry.
I am actually
Nutella is the biscuit you want to fuck.
I'm also compromised.
I'm not killing
because
either of them.
I'm also compromised in that I obviously have affection for this biscuit. It's probably the one I buy the most from that bakery. So I think I'm just going to have to go with Spelt. But I'm totally open to you taking a counter, and then we'll have to work out how we get them through.
No, look, I think this is one of those situations where
Are you going to you have to do the Osher Ginsburg, the kind of big speech before you have to let Nutella go?
That's right.
Can we have some sad music? Do you have any sad music? Okay.
Yeah. All right. Once we get some sad music, I'll. What a journey it's been. 2.5 years ago, when we first decided to crack open a pack, who would have thought that it would lead us here? It's been head to head. It's been so close. Nutella, you're a much loved fan favourite. Adaptable, reliable, consistent over the years. And I think we all agree that of the commercially supplied biscuits, you are and always will be the number one in our hearts, our minds, imaginations, and in our stomachs. Nutella. It's time to go.
Oh, so sad. And then we have to have this slow walk.
Yeah.
Keep the music going as Nutella walks
Yeah.
out of the competition.
Oh,
And then we do
Yeah.
the interview with Nutella
yeah.
afterwards. I just really felt that I had a connection with the guys. And I mean, I'm proud of myself for coming this far and being the only Italian biscuit in the competition. But I guess you just live and learn, and I'll just have to settle with the fact that I'm probably one of the most popular brands in the entire world, eaten in over 70 countries. Why did we not think of this bit last time? I can't believe it's taken us 2.5 years to finally work out what this bit is. It's the Bachelor for Biscuits. The Biscuit-chiller.
That's Best Bachelor. That'll be the next series. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Congratulations, Spelt.
Yeah,
You are... I'm just so happy to have been selected. I always felt a connection with the guys. Like Charlie, of course, we go way back, but it's the fact that Will has taken me into his heart. He recognized my burnt brown sugar flavorings. I'm confident of where this is going, and I just can't wait to see what happens next. Montage of Spelt Biscuit. Next week on The Best Bachelor, Oat and Raisin will come face to face with Northcote Bakehouse Biscuit.
Bake shop.
Bake shop. Will Spelt go all the way, or will be further heartbreak for this vegan snack? Tune in to The Best Bachelor next week. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Will, are you still doing your shows?
Yes, please. Brisbane and in Canberra. Please come and see it. It's the last shows that I'm going to be doing for an indefinite period. Who knows how long it'll be? Months, years, who fucking knows? I don't know, but I'm going to stop doing shows for a while. So please come and see the ones I'm doing before I stop.
Support the show best way, Patreon, links in the episode description. Also, just recorded a new series of the Video Store with Guy Davis. We're doing
Theme?
Steven Spielberg, the sci-fi films of Steven Spielberg. Disclosure Day is obviously out. So we go through all his sci-fi from starting at Close Encounters all the way up to Disclosure Day. It is interesting to see how his films have changed as his own attitudes have changed. Like, he starts off this kind of wide-eyed young man talking about aliens, and he seems to be finishing his career as a wide-eyed old man still talking about aliens with some kind of nihilistic artificial intelligence stuff in the middle. But it's a really great series. They're coming out about now, right? Yes, they'll be out now. But we'll be back again next week with another gripping episode of The Best Bachelor. So
we're changing the name
from
of the title.
In the second last
2
episode.
episodes to go.
I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.
I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. Motherfucker! How long? Not long. Everyone relax.